Well, if you're gonna keep a dog, you gotta feed them. I'm a pro at this, and there's lots of different flavors of dog food. They're all delicious. I also know that dogs need to be taken out on a run every day, and the ones in the outer ring always bolt when they see me. I really can do everything, right? What do we do? We're gonna get caught. I'm just a little pup. Belle, didn't you say this wasn't a horror movie? That investigator gave me some food. Looks like he's not half bad after all. I can't get his scent through the screen, so I can't gauge his strength. But judging by how he walks, even if he were a bad guy, he'd be a pretty weak one. Then it's all good. It's too bad for him that he had to run into me. Immersed? You mean I'm thinking of myself as Ross? Like right now, when his paw's being held, it gives me this warm, fuzzy feeling. What about you? Do you immerse yourself in the investigator's perspective too? Well, don't be shy. I can lend you my hand.
When I pulled you out of that fissure, you were so scared that you wouldn't even touch a can of food. Who would have guessed I'd be counting on you so soon? Here, take the leash. This time, it's your turn to lead the way.
People whispering to each other. So, since you're not whispering to me, doesn't that make you weird? Now I gotta talk to you, so you aren't weird. Oh, and in the movie, when the ethereal was chasing the main characters, I was thinking, if it jumps out of the screen, I'll wrap my tail around you and make a run for it. And since that's what I wanted, I decided to try it out. So, did you feel it? I almost swept you away with me just now. You're right, having reliable companions is super important. The investigator in the movie keeps suffering because that useless puppy Ross can't do anything right. If only the investigator could pick up a mercenary like they picked up that dog. Put in a bit more effort and who knows? You might even pick up a void hunter that can slice through ethereals in one hit. How would you know if you don't try? I'm quite the expert at picking things up. Then we can just chill in the back, soak up some sun, and sip drinks while waiting to snag the spoils. After all, I'm not some idiot who'd knowingly walk into danger and get myself killed. Belle, for my sake, don't you dare do anything like that. This was a flawless success for our cinema investigation. Not only did we find nothing, but we also wasted so much time. Another day of slacking off under the boss's nose. And I can even apply to come back and investigate again. Sweet!
Is it that obvious? Well, why else would I be here for a second watch? Even though it's a fantasy film, it's got a really cool ghost story vibe to it. That's why I love it. Just embrace the suspense. Don't worry too much about figuring out the truth behind the story. These aliens seem pretty interesting, huh? Wow! That's my proxy. You knew exactly what I was thinking. But seriously, a creature that can transform into anything at will? That's what I call the perfect partner for pranks. You've got a point. The last time I went out to play with some cats, the little guy threw a fit for ages once we got back. But if this creature could morph into his favorite apple, maybe we could mess with Kama too.
Wait, are these my memories? If so, how can I see myself in third person? That stirring stick that just popped out of my hand, it was like it had a life of its own. If this is a dream, it feels way too real. What are these aliens?
That was quite the scene just now. But... I just touched you. If I were some kind of alien, then you should be worried about being completely replaced by me. Huh? Uh-oh, you've completely turned the tables on me. When you morph into me, just remember to feed Kama on time. And don't let him have too many snacks. Looks like you're really into it too. I thought maybe you'd be like everyone else, whining about how wishy-washy the movie's ending was. You know what makes thrillers so captivating? It's all about the feeling of suspense. If you look at it that way, suspense films and ghost stories boil down to the same thing. Once an urban legend gets cracked, it loses its charm. Just like how a movie's not as fun to rewatch once you know the big plot twist. But movies that leave you hanging keep drawing people back to theaters, searching for answers. Stories like that are better than something you can figure out after seeing it once, right? I'm so happy you could watch my favorite movie with me today. letting you join me in uncovering the truth behind Don't Touch and seeking out the traces of fantasy left on these images. It somehow feels like I've pulled you a little further into my world.
You needn't worry. I won't let the somber atmosphere keep me quiet and dispirited. I'd like to think I'm good at keeping my emotions in check. After all, restraint is a fundamental virtue. As a member of Victoria Housekeeping, one is expected to be well-versed in a broad range of subjects. So that I may offer you just the right companionship while you enjoy the film. with insights ahead of their era often meets not understanding first, but solitude. Loyal to truth, yet sidelined by others. Order has always rejected dissent like this. When all retreat is cut off, moving forward becomes the only answer. But the cost... Indeed. Let us hope our protagonist has enough grit and determination to hang on until the moment she can clear her name.
Stop terrorizing us with poetic metaphors. Science needs data, not wild imaginations.
This isn't a gamble of probability, but a countdown that's already begun. We can't just turn a blind eye because it's beyond our understanding. When disaster strikes, let's hope those data models you're so proud of ring the alarm before my delusions do.
In the end, even the noblest resolve of one individual couldn't reverse the torrent as collective consciousness came crashing down. The power of this work lies in forcing viewers to confront the most fundamental contradiction. It is not about whether success is possible, but whether it is worthwhile. It is about order, about loyalty, about the meaning of persistence in a battle that's doomed to fail. Thank you for watching this thought-provoking work with me. I was truly moved. Yes, it is a work that completely denies hope. But it also compels the viewer to contemplate the meaning of any effort in the face of absolute nihility. What struck me most in this movie wasn't the disaster itself, but how our protagonist, the scientist, chose to bear the weight of the world alone after her warnings to humanity went unheeded. and the loyalty displayed by her mechanical companion. Theirs was a friendship transcending all programmed parameters. To walk a path you know leads nowhere, and to see it through to the very end, that resolve alone is far beyond any measure of victory or defeat. Thank you for accompanying me to see this film. It carried much weight, but I found it to be a precious and profound warning. It has reinforced my conviction that protecting such ordinary moments of watching films together is a mission we cannot fail. In collective chaos, the light of reason shines as faintly as a firefly. But those who remain steadfast in their duty and loyalty until the very end, their stance itself was the strongest response to nihility. Thank you for sharing this profound moment with me.
cinema's decor is both practical and elegant. It's no less impressive than the banquet hall at Yumtassin. And the snacks those people are munching on? It's gotta be... popcorn, right? I've heard customers mention it, but this is my first time seeing it for myself. It smells delightful. I bet it tastes great, too. I wouldn't say I'm dying to try it, but it is pretty intriguing. After all, this type of snack is hard to come by where I'm from. Compared to the delicate and refreshing snacks of Phylum Heights, folks here in Janus Quarters seem to prefer their treats with a much richer flavor profile. Speaking of which, to improve on Yumtassin's selection, my boss actually sent me out to sample flavors from other locations. But every place has its own vibe. I can't fully understand New Eridu's food culture in just a few days. Like this popcorn, for example. I never got a chance to try it. Oh my, thanks for the offer. But if I go out to get snacks right now, I'd probably miss the best parts of the movie. Maybe next time. Everyone laughing and gasping together. It kind of reminds me of going to the open-air cinema back when I was a kid. I wonder if you've ever experienced something like that. It was super popular back in the day. Back then, there weren't many theaters around, so everyone would gather in the plaza to catch a flick. Movie theaters are pretty quiet, right? But outdoor screenings are a totally different vibe. They're always super lively. Snacking on sunflower seeds, chatting away, laughing together. It's chaotic for sure, but it evokes a warm, fuzzy feeling. But when the plot gets emotional, everyone quiets down all at once. Back then, I'd always quietly wipe away my tears in the dark. I was so afraid that someone would notice and make fun of me. Look at me running my mouth. You've got me spilling my childhood anecdotes just like that. It didn't destroy my image as the model Yumtassin employee in your eyes, did it?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Daydreaming again, little Bang Boo. Oh, my squishy little cupcake. Oh, you're so soft. You were born to be petted and rubbed.
Oh no! Oh no!
plenty of movies about people swapping bodies, but I can't say I've seen too many where people swap with a bamboo. But this idea is pretty clever. It dodges the cliched setups while keeping the story tight and well-paced. If I swapped bodies with my picky little bamboo, everyone would be in for a rough time. That little guy's got a nasty temper. If we made him work at Yumcha Scene, it would have customers fuming left and right. Speaking of, I just remembered that the bamboo you sent to run the stall was really well behaved. It goes by 20, right? If only I could swap bodies with that little troublemaker of mine. I've never even seen it sit still for a second. If you're looking for some deep insight or super detailed analysis, you're probably gonna be disappointed. My take? It's loud, it's lively, it's got heart. It left me with a sense of happiness inside. You think so too? I thought you'd find my take too simple. To me, movies are like dim sum. More than some logical analysis, it's the taste that hits your tongue that matters the most. This movie is like a plate of crispy, sweet almond cookies. You can scarf down piece after piece without feeling an ounce of guilt. It wasn't a big-budget blockbuster, nor was it a martial arts piece that is all the rage in Wi-Fi Peninsula. It won't stick with you forever, but it provided a carefree and enjoyable time while it lasted. Thanks for the recommendation. This little snack really hits the spot.
before deciding to see the movie, we read a lot of reviews, and they all said it was good. Right. Do you want me to send you those reviews, manager? You got me. Okay, I'll black out all the keywords before sending it to you. Well, even if I secretly write bad things about you in the blacked out parts, you'll never know. Then again, even if I snuck in things like, I like you, manager, you wouldn't find out either. Before deciding to watch this movie, I had to dream about it last night. In my dream, this movie's producer actually came to us to sing the theme song. I and Suno were so happy and both screamed with joy. And then I woke up. Even though the dream felt pretty average, I guess it's still a good sign. You got me. Can't blame anyone for wanting to pinch something that looks that squishy.
In a fairy tale wonderland, an adventure awaits. Yeah, right. Even kids wouldn't fall for that kind of stuff anymore. That was me, just another boring adult, unable to believe fairy tales and all that happily ever after stuff. Until I came here. Fairy tales are real. Dreamland adventures do exist. And that's the kind of story I'm going to write. Stories that bring children hope and happiness.
Thanks. I was so engrossed in the movie, I forgot I was still holding the snack Suna gave me. Hold on. Now that you mention it... just as expected, Suna and Arya haven't eaten their chocolates either. But how should I put this? Somehow this gives off a Angels of Delusion are all idiots vibe. Manager, you've got to keep this a secret. Forever. Okay? Because the visuals and music really complement each other so well. Sometimes, even though I know it's not real, those feelings start to tug at my heartstrings. And then I end up getting all emotional. But then, looking at Suna and Arya's expressions, they seem genuinely touched. And that's nice too. The one-sided one-sided collab between the cinema and Angels of Delusion perfectly concluded.
What are you gonna see this time? Hope you enjoyed it!